Peace, family. Welcome back to the channel. Man, in this presentation, I just want to talk on the biasness that black people face. And one group that I like to use to show this biasness is the treatment that the Jewish people receive compared to the treatment that African Americans receive. So let's jump right into this. In Poland, they just passed a law, a very controversial law because of the ripple effects. But let's jump into it. But it says the Polish president, his name is Andrzej Duda, just announced he will sign a controversial bill making it illegal to accuse Poland of complicity in the Holocaust. The developments in Poland come at an intersection of two troubling trends taking place in many countries: the upsurge in Holocaust denialism and the political manipulation of the truth for political purposes. So they trying to say that it's two problems going on: is a rise of people not believing in the Holocaust and people trying to manipulate politics, trying to manipulate truth for political purposes. So they basically trying to say, we're not going to let you do this because we have an agenda that we're pushing forward, and anybody veering off of that agenda is a problem. The United States has warned Poland of repercussions or costs to its international relationships if it does not reconsider legislation in its alliance with Israel. Until now, a close friend of Poland is in crisis. So the reason I wanted to touch on that legal or that legislation in Poland is because in the United States, you actually have people who promote that their ancestors never owned slaves. This is what they say. These people are black genocide deniers, black Holocaust deniers. They say blacks sold blacks into slavery. Africans sold black people to the white man, and the poor white man, all he did was just pick up the slaves. Africans put the white man in the situation where he had to take the slave. That's how they try to make it seem.
White guilt is doing nothing for anybody. And white guilt is not solving anything. And besides that, a little history lesson for you.
No, this ought to be good.
If any race of people should not have guilt about slavery, it's Caucasians. The white race has probably had fewer slaves and for a briefer period of time than any other in the history of the world. Now, sadly, we're not talking about the rest of the world when the Civil Rights Coalition gets ginned up.
Another one, in Texas school books, they say the Atlantic slave trade between the 1500s and the 1800s brought millions of workers from Africa to the southern United States to work on agricultural plantations. So they already spinning it. They don't even tell you that's about slavery other than the slave trade, but they bring in workers to work on agricultural plantations. They're not bringing slaves to be enslaved in America. It's a joke. This is a way that it's not even the fact that Poland said that you can't say that we did something in a Holocaust, because it's actually evidence that say that you had other operations going on in Poland, people who was causing confusion and trouble in Poland. It wasn't the Polish people themselves who also died in the Holocaust. But here it says the first slave owner in America was not only a black man, he went to court and demanded it. They say in 1654, it was time for Anthony to release John Caesar, a black indentured servant. Instead, Anthony told Caesar he was extending his time. Caesar left and became employed by a free white man, Robert Parker. It says Anthony Johnson sued Robert Parker in the Northampton court in 1654. In 1655, the court ruled that Anthony Johnson could hold John Caesar indefinitely. It says the court gave judicial sanctions for blacks to own slaves of their own race. Thus, Caesar became the first permanent slave and Johnson the first slave owner. And then they even go as far as to put a fake picture. They're trying to get you to believe that they have a picture of a dude from the 1600s. It's nonsense. So this is black genocide denialism. Now they saying that the first person to own slaves in the United States was a black man. But there's no legislation against that. The United States can say, oh, we never did nothing to black people. Oh, black people don't got it that bad. Oh, black people just complaining. Oh, black people need to forget about it. Oh, none of my ancestors owned slaves. They try to rewrite this history right in front of your eyes, rewriting history. Then they want to turn their nose up on European countries for saying, okay, well, I'm gonna take the United States lead. If the United States didn't do nothing to black people, the United States can say that they ain't never harmed black people or anything. Why do I gotta let my people be in my country? I'm talking as Poland. Why do I have to allow my people in my country to have to suffer this black eye that's been put on our country? Why would I go for that? I could just rewrite history as I see fit too, because it's all political. The reason that they don't teach black people about what happened to them, because it's all political. But this is a Free Black Society presentation, family. I just wanted to lay that down real quick. I'm going to come back with another one to continue to show the rewriting of history, but I want to use the Jewish people as an example, not to be anti-Semitic, but to show that Jewish people are actually in a superior position to black people right now. It's because they have global support. The global community, that's Russia, anybody you can name, from Russia to the United States, they all hold Jewish people in high regards. Now, when it comes to African Americans, we have no allies. But this is a Free Black Society presentation. Keep learning your history, family. Do not let them take that knowledge from you, because they're going to try to rewrite these books, because more people are getting older and we having this new generation coming up and they're trying to get in their minds. But peace.
Very good. Django Unchained was probably one of the most racist movies I've ever seen. I thought it was terrible and a disgrace. You know, when they talk about guns and gun control, that movie, people should watch that. You want to talk about something really with a problem.